Go, Morse, go. Morse, Morse, Morse. I swear I will make it through this whole review and not say Morse wrong. Up to 4 players can cheer along with squad leader Samantha in this fast-paced game of telegraph cheerleading. When she yells, "Give me a B!" respond by entering in the real Morse code for the letter B. Go Morse Go Arcade Edition has 4 game modes that will put your Morse code skills to the test. Championship mode, race against human or computer opponents to enter random letters the fastest. Fill your hype meter first to win. Tournament mode, Gimagi features its own single-player campaign using championship mode's rules. Enter the big tournament and face off against the best cheerleaders in the world, all from the comfort of your home. This mode is automatically selected if you play championship with 1 player. Survival mode, cheerleading is a demanding sport, even via telegraph. Enter an endless set of letters, but make too many mistakes and you're out. Prep rally mode, new to Arcade Edition, in this co-op mode, your squad has a set number of rounds to fill their shared hype meter. Whether you hype up the crowd or make them fall asleep, each mode has customizable rules that will allow you to adjust the length and difficulty of matches. Players can also customize their appearance by unlocking new looks, accessories, change your uniform, or show your spirit as different characters, such as the Fighting Scootsy's mascot, the air horn-obsessed cheer pump DJ Palm 3, or world-renowned telegraph prodigy Morse Playing Chicken. Go Morse Go Arcade Edition's 4 difficulty levels ensure fun for all, regardless of your prior Morse code experience. Beginners can enter the JV level, in which Samantha tells you the exact dots and dashes translation and learns Morse code along the way. Seasoned telegraph veterans can ramp up the difficulty all the way to remorseless, a lightning-fast test of your Morse code knowledge. There are also calibration tools available to set your Morse timing to match your own personal speed and play the game at their own pace. Get hyped! Okay, so this was another game that I was sort of dreading because I thought it was going to be another kid game that I'd have a hard time getting behind. Not as bad as spellcasting, but I still thought, okay, maybe I'll play some games and then I'll get bored after a while. But after loading it up, I started to feel it. This game was a blast. As much as it's gonna weird out my friends, I wanna set this up in the living room and play on the house TV. Oh my god, I never thought about playing these games on my laptop on the go. That's like a whole nother world of places that these games could feel appreciated. Not to mention that these games are easier and less demanding on computers' requirements. They also take up next to no room on the drive. This changes everything. Okay, well, that's something for another time. Time to focus on this game. So, as explained in the intro, you have to punch in the Morse code for whatever letter she's shouting out. That was super easy to get behind, and since it's 1 button, there's no way of messing up the controls. It's a dot and a dash. Now if you want to, now I want to look up the lyrics to Fatboy Slim's Dash.com and try to see if there's anything special in that. Probably not, but a guy can hypothesize. When I started playing the game, I made sure that the game was set to its lowest difficulty setting, JV, because, you know, it's been a while since my Boy Scout days and my Morse code is a little rough. But I do know SOS, thank you Panic Room. I was playing on easy mode to get a feel for the game, but I didn't notice that when Samantha shouted out the letters that she wanted you to send, that right next to them would be the code to the letter. So I was always going over from the letter to the cheat sheet and trying to find out what it was on the list. I realized she was giving it away on the 3rd or 4th run through the tournament, and I got really upset because it was just sitting there. I hunted down some tape and covered up the code, so that way the game would feel harder. But it was only after that that I realized I could just move the difficulty up 1 level and she'd stop giving you the code. And it was at that point where I admittedly felt really dumb. I only moved it up to the next level of the game because I was ready to do 1 more round and then finish up the review. I'm sure if I kept playing on that, I could have started playing at higher difficulties where the game starts giving you less and less time to do the letter. The cheat sheet goes away, and I think I have a good 1/4 to 1/3 of the alphabet down and memorized. Hardly enough to start playing without the cheat sheet, though I would like to start playing on the level where you just have a picture of Samantha on the side and she's like motivating you. She's so adorable. That being said, the art in this game is super cute. It's a bunch of bunnies playing games. As you play the game and you unlock different items or outfits for your character to wear, and I've got to say, I always chose the bow. The little pink first player is so darn cute. It got to the point where Samantha would tell you about different outfits you could wear at the start of the game, and I'd try to remember who she was talking about, but at the end of the tournament I was so lost in what letters I needed to remember that it was impossible to remember what outfit I wanted to play around with next. I probably should have wrote it down maybe. I talked big ups about the art style of this game, but after I looked into what else Imposter Cat Games has done, all their games have great art. I'm wondering what other games I have in this bundle that is also by them. I don't have them all installed yet, well, for obvious reasons. Actually, now that you think about it, I wonder how much space these 1700 games would take up. Oh lord, I wonder how long it would take to download all of them. I am refusing any game donations at this time, but if anybody wants to send me a multi-terabyte hard drive I could download all these on, I wouldn't say no. Anyway, the game is super fun, and the AI is good, but not too good. When I'm on pro mode, they still give a challenge, and they could beat me. Someone who isn't new and isn't the best at Morse code. I'd be down to play a lot more of this game with friends. I haven't noticed any difficulty curve in the AI between JV and pro, because honestly, I played a lot of JV in pro mode by accident, like I said. But that's okay, because the difficulty isn't in the bots getting faster, but rather you, the player, getting better and remembering what each letter is and what code needs to put in. It's a game about removing crutches and you growing as a player. And that's super cool. It's the Dark Souls of learning Morse code. Okay, wait. No, but you can sort of follow the analogy. In Demon Souls and Dark Souls and the Bloodborne games, and I think maybe Shadows Die Twice, your character doesn't really change too much, but you as a player learn more and more how to slow down and play the game the way the game is meant to be played. That's why there are players out there who can run naked all the way through the game and get to the final boss and then win with essentially the same weapon you start with. Because that player has already beaten the game, and since they, the player, already have the skills from playing the game once, they can start a clean game and just run right up to the final boss. Well, not run right up to the final boss, but you know what I mean. Or at least that's what I've heard. I personally gave up on Dark Souls trying to fight the Capra Demon, and that's almost the same for this game. Go Morse Go has zero RPG elements to it. You don't level up your character, they don't get skills to take out your opponents, and it's not like you can mess with them like in Tetris or Dr. Mario. It's just you, the player, and your own skill, and you getting better. When you need to level up the difficulty, you are growing and getting better. Speaking of growing as a player, there is a cool setting in the game where you can speed up how the game registers your button presses. Since Morse code is about short presses and long presses, commonly shortened to dash and dots when written, sometimes you'll be quick to hit a dash too short and the game will count it as a dot, not a dash. This happened to me loads of times. There's a setting in the menu that you can change what the game counts as a dash and a dot, so that way your dashes can be shorter. Normally it counts dots as something that is less than 1/6 of a second, but for players who want to slam out their codes as fast as possible, then you will want to shorten your long presses. But you can't shorten your long presses too much or the game will start thinking it's a beep and not a dash. Setting it to turbo mode actually makes the limit for your beeps down to 1/12 of a second, so you can go even faster and not feel like you have to limit how long your holds are. There is a problem though, because you still need to make sure that you are certain about your codes that you're putting in. There are times I've hesitated and held my dots for a bit too long, so they turned into dashes. It's all part of the game. This game is real fun. Hanging out and getting real twitchy about learning Morse code. If you have a couple of friends come over on the weekend, okay, well, don't. What are you doing? We're in a pandemic right now. You shouldn't be having other people over at all. We have to do our parts, wear a mask. But if you're sheltering with someone and you want more things to do together and have fun while you're at it, then definitely pick up this game. It's a quick pickup and depending on your level of competitiveness, next to impossible to put back down. If you played the game, what's your favorite outfit? And what level are you playing on? Just, put me to shame in the comments. Just let me know how much better at Morse code you are than me. If there's another game that you know I have from this bundle, let me know. I'll be happy to move it up my list. Make sure to do the YouTube dance, sub, bell, comment, and in the meantime, keep up the good fight. Keep digging your way out from your own games catalog, and we'll make it to the other side. Later.